Yo, what up? I hope everyone's doing well. I want to talk to you guys about something a little bit more serious. I don't normally use my platform to take a stand and try and make a case for somebody, but I really feel like I've been observing something that's just been too unfair for too long. I would like to make a case for why at this point in May 2024, Hacks deserves to be unbanned and allowed to attend Melee tournaments again. So why was Hacks banned? For over 10 years, there was a rivalry between Hacks and Leffen. Leffen is one of the best Smash players in the world. In fact, he's one of the best fighting game players in the world, having taken accolades in many games. But he's been known to be a little bit spicy. Now, the purpose of this video isn't to point fingers at Leffen and be like, he did this. We're beyond that. The only reason I mention it at all is to establish why Hacks posted these 2-hour-long videos. And I don't want to try and dissuade anybody in the narrative. Hacks definitely made some mistakes when he was banned in 2021. I'm going to quickly show you guys what he did so that you can evaluate it yourself and then see if someone should still be banned for those actions in 2024. But it's also important for all of you guys to acknowledge that Hacks was a teenager, Leffen was a teenager. They're both adults now, and to realistically give a shit about this is pretty stupid. Hacks would eventually in 2021 release a video that was over 2 hours long. In this video, he would talk about how Leffen bullied him, how Leffen bullied others, and some other attacks on Leffen's character. But an extremely significant part of the story is that the tone of that video was radical. He made unfair comparisons, drawing parallels of stuff that Leffen did as similar to Hitler, similar to what Stalin was doing. There were a lot of extremities that, yeah, creating a video like this is pretty irresponsible when you have an audience, because you have no idea how your audience is going to react. You have no idea how people who get impassioned and fired up are going to go ahead and carry out your word. We can all agree that that was a pretty irresponsible way to approach something. I personally believe that he had every right to air out his grievances on his personal YouTube channel. I don't think that you should get banned from a competitive event when you use your YouTube channel to talk about something. But because of the nature of his extremes, I think it's very valid that Hacks was banned in 2021. I've talked to Hacks as well. Hacks understands that his ban was valid in 2021. We're not contesting that. The TOs were put in a position where they had to evaluate two online giant public figures arguing with each other and what that might mean at their events. Mikey released a statement on Twitter saying why he was banned. In this document, they say Hacks made a number of baseless accusations towards Leffen with the intent to attack his character and have him removed from the Smash community. He repeatedly compared Leffen's behavior to that of a totalitarian regime over the course of 2 videos with a combined length of approximately 4 hours. Again, this is 2021. Look at the TO's position here. This is a totally fair call to make. And I believe that this is a super fair call to make because they're issuing an indefinite ban. They're not saying, hey, the last 10 years you put into building up your reputation and helping the community don't mean anything. They're saying we're going to put you on timeout. At this point, we can all say that this is very fair. And this isn't just one person making the decision. Here's a list of everyone who signed it, and this is a public document. I'm not trying to name and shame anyone. I'm truly not trying to cause drama. I truly want to open up a dialogue and allow this to be reevaluated because I think too many of my peers are afraid to even talk about this. And I've been observing anyone be too afraid to speak up, and then I'm getting mad because I'm also too afraid to speak up. I'm okay with whatever hate I get. I really believe that this man with a promising career deserves to be unbanned. What do you guys believe the appropriate course of action is for someone who's made this mistake? Keep in mind, at the end of the day, what he did was make a YouTube video on his channel. One that could have resulted in explosive action, one that should be met with a slap on the wrist. But what should Hacks do to prove that he's not a troublemaker, to prove that he isn't a threat to the community? What can he do? On September 9th, 2021, Hacks posts an apology video. Even though he wasn't making up being a victim of bullying, and he had very valid feelings leading up to that explosive moment, he still made an apology video. What's sad about the apology is people quickly write him off. They call him schizophrenic. They say so many rude and hurtful things to him, and they don't listen to what he has to say. September 24th, 2021, he apologizes a second time. This apology comes in the form of a tweet. He says, "I'd like to apologize to the Melee community for overblowing a personal feud recently. Leffen and I have had beef since 2011 in case anyone was wondering where this came from." Him making a mistake on his YouTube channel and then issuing 2 public apologies, I feel like he's really making a step in the right direction. July 24th, 2022 comes around. Apology number 3. He uploads another apology video. He takes accountability right at the beginning. He says he's mentally unwell.
I'm making this video to apologize to those who were harmed by the reckless release of the obvious, which is that I was mentally unwell when I chose to create that video.
He explains why he did what he did, because try and understand his perspective. Not only has he been banned from the community he loves, not only is he unable to attend and play the game that he loves, not only is he able to compete for money, affecting his livelihood, he also has the entire world calling him schizophrenic. He has tons of people who don't actually understand the details, just latching on to whatever a popular person said, and they're hating him. He's in a situation where he can't even upload a video to his own YouTube channel and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I had a really bad break. I'm not sure what happened. I really just wish I could put this all behind me. And you know what happens? Not 2, not 5, not 10, not 20. I'm talking in the volumes of hundreds of people telling him to shut the fuck up, telling him, wow, you never learn your lesson. And all the man is doing is trying to apologize. On September 19th, 2022, they put out an unban statement, but it's not an unban nationwide. It is an unban from the New York Melee tournament scene. We've determined that hacks will be allowed to return to the NYC Melee events as of January 1st, 2023. They're making him wait the rest of the year. And the terms they list is the banned individual releases no further public statements about fellow community members, which can be considered in violation of COC rules 221 and 233. I don't know if this is a rule that applies to every single competitor, but I don't personally believe that a TO should be allowed to moderate what someone says on their YouTube channel. A tournament should be evaluating who is the best player, not who is the best player that behaves a certain way. I just don't agree with that. But Hacks did choose to agree with it, so some onus is on him too. The banned individual engages in no additional interviews or public discussions on the topic of their ban for their own social media channels or any others. I think not being allowed to talk about your ban, especially when you've been a victim of bullying, especially when the largest punishment you've ever faced was for talking out, I think it's really unfair and overstepping boundary. The banned individual does not seek to further appeal this ban with the NYC Melee tournament organizers. And number 4, the banned individual does not ask to be reinstated as part of the NYC Melee tournament organizing group even after the ban is lifted. So to be clear, Hacks is only allowed to attend tournaments in New York. Then on October 20th, 2023, he puts out another statement in the form of 2 screenshots. Hey everyone, I'm releasing this because I've been banned from larger Melee events for a very long time now, almost 2.5 years, and I feel as though I ought to clarify a few things about the situation. I'd like to start apologizing again once for the manner in which I got banned. I take full responsibility for the damage I caused and spend every day wishing I'd been more considerate of other people. I should probably come clean about the fact that trauma is what misguided me into making those mistakes. The metagame documentary pertained to sensitive information from my youth, which is what evoked such a self-destructive response. I was too blinded by emotions at the time to see how selfish my actions were. I mainly want to shift the understanding away from me having acted with malice or anything like that. There are certain sentences in my ban statement, Hacks' actions were intentional, which imply that's what I did. I would never do something like that. It was more so a highly irresponsible outburst. And I agree, dude. Like, the man is in a position where he's not allowed to compete in the tournaments for the game that he literally loves and is one of the best in the world. He's not allowed to defend his character either. People think he's just like this horrible, malicious person because of the narrative, but he really isn't. A 5th apology on October 27th, 2023.
First one that I want to address is my controversy with Leffen from a couple of years ago. I just want him to know that I'm truly sorry for all of that.
January 2024 rolls around. Hacks has apologized over and over and over again, and there's been no change. He tries a different strategy.
Hi everyone, this is Hacks. I'm making this video because at this point I've determined that certain things will never be resolved unless I provide a proper explanation for my actions from a few years ago. This video is not intended to reignite
Instead
things.
of apologizing again, which hasn't been fruitful, it's never gotten him unbanned, he makes a video justifying what he did. And in order to clarify why that controversy happened, he does touch on a couple of controversial topics, but by doing this, he's broken his verbal agreement with the New York Melee tournament organizers. Him making this video shifts his indefinite ban to a permanent ban. Dude. I'm going to try and paint Hanks' perspective for you, approaching January 2024. Hanks has been removed from the game he loves approaching 3 years. He still has an indefinite ban from all tournaments. He isn't just a good player. He is someone who has contributed to the meta of the game. He developed the box controller. He helped standardize the HDMI setup that is commonly used at tournaments today. Despite being banned, he still played 33,000 games on Slippy last year. This is a guy who plays 33,000 matches on Slippy, and he's not allowed to compete. His passion and love for the game, his commitment to the game, his genuine contributions to the game is no laughing matter, and he's not allowed to play because he made a 2.5-hour video, and then because he made a couple of other videos. But other people make those videos all the time. The only difference is when they don't come from Hacks, those people are called video essayists. But when Hacks does it, he's a villain. If someone else made those videos defending his character, they would be a video essayist. But because Hacks is defending his own character, he's a villain. What do you guys think? I'm genuinely asking the audience here, what do you think is a fair punishment for someone who did what he did? I'm going to link all the videos in the description so that you guys can get a full assessment of what he did. But I'm not trying to paint an incorrect perspective of what happened. I'm not trying to get you guys to my side of the argument and like swing my dick around. What is supposed to be a fair punishment for a man who uploaded a video to his channel? We have seen many other competitors do the same thing, and we have seen even more extreme actions. I am strongly, sincerely asking that the TOs who signed the original ban document reevaluate the situation. Please genuinely give Hax's perspective some thought. Consider that, yeah, he probably was a victim to bullying. I don't think he made all of that up. Consider that for years and years and years, he felt the pressure of one of his competitors, one of his peers, completely attacking his character and making his life hard. He accepts responsibility for what he did. He accepts responsibility for how he behaved. He does not behave like that anymore. And I know that when he makes apology videos or when he makes videos trying to justify why he did what he did, people are looking at him and saying, well, of course you did it again, dude. We were right about you. We knew you would never behave. But, like, you guys are making him a prisoner on this planet. He can't go and do his biggest passion. Please have some empathy. It's been 3 years. The punishment he has faced is justified. And I've spoken to him. He has no malice towards Leffen. He doesn't want to try and spread some agenda. He doesn't even have any malice towards the TOs. He simply wants his life back. Hax Money is a generational talent. He is someone exceptional. He is special. And we are treating him like garbage. And we are letting him be treated like garbage. Please let this man do what he is amazing at. Please reevaluate the circumstances in which you believe it is fair to prevent this man from traveling the country, seeing his friends, earning a wealthy living based off of the talent and time and dedication that he's put into the craft, the presence he deserves to build, the platform he deserves to build on his Twitch and his YouTube. He is so held back, and he is one of the most brilliant generational talents of all time. He has touched and changed Melee in a way that is inarguable. I am asking that you please reevaluate the conditions and say, is this a morally just thing? Is what I'm doing to this poor young man who just wants to play a game that he's amazing at fair? Am I treating this person like a human? Have I genuinely considered their position? By indefinitely banning him and telling him that he can't speak about his ban, can you try and sympathize with someone who is watching hundreds, thousands of people talk about his character, talk about how much they hate who he is, and you guys have set up conditions where he's not allowed to defend himself? But even when he's obedient and he doesn't defend himself, you guys don't let him play either. Leffen and Hax were teenagers. Hax is sorry. I spoke to Hax and he said he's even willing to be banned for 2 years, but personally, I think 3 years has been quite long enough. Please give this man his life back. If any of my peers who have a platform listen to this, can you please add your voice to the topic? I don't want to try and use my platform to create anarchy, but I do believe that there's a sense of justice here that's been sincerely missed. I do believe that the TOs who signed this document should reevaluate the situation and really ask if this is fair. Thank you for listening.